Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Coinbase. It is time for another update, and to kick it off, let's start with the large time frame where we are tracking two main scenarios at the moment, quite equally probable. And firstly we have the white scenario, in which we have a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, and then we have the third wave to the upside, where we expect to form still one more fifth wave that would complete the fifth wave within the third wave in white, the large third wave in white. Now, if that fails, if we fall below the support zone, it is a support zone that is a little bit more flexible, because in this case we would be tracking an ending diagonal here, but still not the best case that we fall below it. And yeah, then I would most likely start focusing and prioritizing the yellow scenario. And the yellow scenario says that we actually completed a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in a wave 1, in a leading diagonal most likely, and then we are looking for direct downside into the yellow support zone between $161.6 down to around $55.5. So that would be quite substantial downside, and we do have a bit of clarity. The structure of this chart is not too bad in terms of being able to tell where a count fails. And in this case, in the previous video, I provided you this updated support zone for the diagonal to the upside in the fifth wave. And as I said, if the support zone fails, we are going to prefer the yellow scenario interpretation and look for more direct downside. But for now, we did push from the previous video when we were around $300, around that area. We did push to the top of the resistance zone, and I'm going to mark this in yellow now, because I want to provide an alternative count for this latest movement to the downside. And if we actually look, we got to each of the relevant levels in this resistance zone that is now yellow, the 23.6% retracement. We got here, boom, correction. Then we pushed up to the 38.2% retracement, resistance, boom, correction to the downside. Then again, we pushed to the 50% retracement level, boom, correction to the downside. So you can see how these levels work and how they do provide insight into what might be happening. Now you may think, okay, this is clearly forming a 5-wave move to the downside because it reacted to each level. It seems to react stronger and stronger to each level, and it might be right. It could really be that what is happening. But oftentimes when the markets are undecided like this, in such patterns, especially when we are in the fourth and fifth waves to the downside, it could really be that we are forming rather maybe a diagonal to the upside here in 5 waves, and we just happen to find resistance at these exact levels because the market is not decided, and instead we could not go to in the fifth wave to the downside, but we could form a wave 1 up and a wave 2 down and still push to the upside. So this is not clear downside instinct that we are pushing to the downside, and that is why the fifth wave, trading the fourth and fifth wave, is not as good of a setup as a 1-2 setup, because it may be that the correction is complete technically in the white scenario, but in the yellow scenario it could continue down even further. And I will add a count for that, because even the third wave did reach the 138.2% extension if we actually check it. I did check it previously, but yeah, you can see it did reach it, and we did reach the 50% retracement here as well. But this doesn't stop us from going lower in the fifth wave in yellow, and this movement, these levels that rejected the price, even though we pushed higher afterwards, doesn't prevent the price from forming a wave 2 here and then pushing directly higher. So for now I will also provide a small micro count This isn't the most reliable, and it's also in a leading diagonal. The third wave is not, most of these waves actually are similar in length, so they aren't very reliable as a 1-2 setup, but it's still something if you actually want to track for the upside. And in this case, I would be looking to find support in the support zone that I am providing here in white between $324 down to around $303.8. So as long as we hold this support zone, we can still look for a 1, 2, 3 that could still take us into the fifth wave to the upside directly from here without forming another local low. So for now, I do want to warn a lot of caution, because if we actually form 5 waves to the downside, and the way that the structure does form them matters a lot, because it could devolve into an ABC rather. But if it forms a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it is a pretty clear, and even if it's not, and we then push to the upside, I will track a resistance zone in yellow for a larger ABC that could actually take us to new lows, new local lows, before we find new all-time highs. And that would very likely not even allow us to get new all-time highs before we even get to the yellow support zone. But this is about it for now. I apologize for blabbering a bit in this video, but yeah, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.